Today on the UOFanatic Podcast, we will cover the latest Universal Orlando news, some great hotel deals for May, and for the main topic, I'm going to tell you 10 things I love about Universal Orlando's CityWalk. Lastly, a brief pre-trip report to my upcoming, or more accurately, in progress, Orlando vacation.
Hello? This is Jonah Jameson. Roger, over. Is this thing on?
My name is Angus, and I am a UOFanatic. Welcome to the show. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review on your platform of choice by searching UOFanatic, also on YouTube. Follow along and continue the conversation at UOFanaticPod on Twitter as well. First, I apologize for the way I sound. Allergy season is particularly tough this year, and I'm hoping I can shake this off before my trip. Anyway, first, let's start out with the news. Universal Express Pass Now is a new a la carte single-use line-skipping service that allows guests to pay for one-time access to the express queue for a specific attraction. Unlike the standard or unlimited express passes that cover multiple rides for a full day, this offering is designed as more of a budget-friendly pay-per-ride option for guests who only have a few must-do attractions. We've seen prices between $19.99 and $25 per person for a single ride. It is exclusively available for purchase via the Universal Orlando Resort app on the day of the visit. You must be physically located inside the park where the attraction is located to purchase the pass. In other words, you can't be at Universal Studios and buy one for an attraction at Islands of Adventure. The service is offered sporadically based on park capacity and current wait times. Availability comes and goes, and new return times may drop in the app as often as every 15 minutes. Once purchased, you are assigned a specific return time window to use the express queue. These times cannot be modified, and if you miss the window, the pass is forfeited without a refund. However, if the ride experiences a temporary closure during your window, the access is usually extended through the end of the day. Universal Express Pass Now serves as a middle ground option for guests who find the standard Express Pass starting at approximately $120, or the Unlimited Express Pass averaging around $200, too expensive. It functions similar to Disney's Lightning Lane Single Pass, with the major differences being that Universal's version cannot be booked in advance and features much more limited, unpredictable inventory. A lot of people won't like this, but this option definitely has a place, particularly for distant travelers, occasional visitors, and solo travelers, as long as Universal manages the offering responsibly, as in without too much greed, this really shouldn't have much impact. And what I mean about that specifically is that they don't oversell. They need to account for this distribution along with their sale of the more expensive Express Pass offerings. We have a new bar 41 on the pier. It's outside in the back of Lombard's, and they have drinks and small appetizers, and you can sit by the water. A few years back, this was sort of a hidden bar during HHN, and it was great because very few people knew about it, and you could go. It was one of the few places where you could go get like mixed drinks, right? So anyway, this is a really neat offering, and I'm gonna have to give it a shot. The time has come. We finally have walls up around Poseidon's Fury. I don't think it'll be too much longer before we have an official announcement of what's coming next. We'll have to see if everyone's been right. Pokemon's been the rumor for quite some time now. We have an update to the photo validation. Recently, the official Universal Orlando webpage for photo validation has been updated with the additional text, effortless entry to your favorite Epic Universe worlds. There's nothing like stepping into the worlds of Universal Epic Universe. To keep your passage easy, you can use photo validation for effortless entry whenever virtual line return times are being used. This wording is leading to much gossip, mostly surrounding two possibilities. The first being the idea of opening up Celestial Park in the evenings to guests without day tickets. And the second rumor is perhaps this is ahead of allowing annual passes. The idea being, with the additional guest capacity, this could be a manner to control the crowd flow. Either way, pretty exciting. No matter how small of an update, we still gotta hit the horn. We have a new YouTube video for Let the Fair Consume You for Halloween Horror Nights 26. It's a pretty good little hype video, and I'll make sure to have the link in the show notes. I found some great hotel deals for May that I wanted to share with you. Friday, May 1st for the weekend. They have Terra Luna for $138, Dockside Inn for $116, and these are weekend rates, so those are really good. However, they're not as good as what you can find on Tuesday, May 5th. You've got Dockside Inn for $86 and Surfside Inn for $97. Two on-site hotels for less than $100 a night. That's amazing. Additionally, you got Sapphire Falls for $209. Additionally, Friday, May 8th for Mother's Day weekend, if you take your mom to Universal for Mother's Day, you get bonus points and get to spend your weekend at Universal, so it's a double win. You can get Sapphire Falls for $209 a night and Lowe's Royal Pacific for $393. It's unusual to see some deals around Mother's Day, but Tuesday, May 12th, you'll find Dockside for $86. You also see Helios Grand for $333, Royal Pacific for $342, and Hard Rock Hotel for $343. Hard Rock is really hard to get for under $400. Friday, May 15th, weekend rate, $229 for Sapphire Falls. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Tuesday, May 19th, Terra Luna 112, Dockside 86, Surfside 86. Usually Surfside's a little higher, so that's amazing right there. Cabana Bay, $137. Helios Grand, $332. Portofino, $395. Royal Pacific, $390. And Hard Rock Hotel for $370. That seems like a great time to visit Universal, no matter which hotel you want to stay at. Tuesday, May 26th, Dockside Inn, again at 86, Surfside at 88. Helios Grand, $339. Friday, May 28th, Sapphire Falls, $216 a night. Weekend rate, absolutely insane. All right, let's get into the main topic, which today is 10 things I love about CityWalk. This isn't intended to be a list of my favorite restaurants or shops. It's more of a list of things that make CityWalk stand out in some manner or another. These are not in any particular order, by the way. The first one I'm going to mention, though, is the Universal Studios store. I know this sounds like a ridiculous choice to start with, but it has everything to do with logistics and nothing to do with the merchandise. The shortest distance between two places is a straight line. If you're arriving at the Universal Orlando Resort by car or bus, you need to walk from the main security hub outside of the parking garages to Universal Studios. Maybe it's the crowds, maybe it's rain, or maybe it's heat that is causing a not so welcoming arrival. Welcome to your first shortcut of the day. Rather than walking around this enormous building, why not walk right through it? Especially on arrival when almost nobody is actually shopping yet, it will protect you from the sun and rain, and you can also enjoy some air conditioning along your way. You'd be surprised by the time savings here if you've never tried it. Additionally, it is actually a great store, very large, the biggest collection of the majority of all available merchandise at the resort. It's a great opportunity to not carry that souvenir around all day if you can just pick it up on the way out. Voodoo Donut. Before we start, I will just have to tell you, it's worth the wait. Is this the best donut I've ever had? Absolutely not. But they have some absolutely crazy choices, and they are very good. Reasonably priced for a captive audience, and a great to take back to the resort with you so you can enjoy a snack or even breakfast the next day. Upon arrival, there's a good chance you'll see a long line. It is managed pretty well, tucked behind in the hallway area between NBC Grill and the Voodoo store. It moves quicker than you would expect, but if you decide you can't do or justify the wait, they do have mobile ordering available where pickup is just across the walkway. The first thing you'll notice as you approach is the huge donut throne. A photo opportunity sounds ridiculous, but you'll want your own photo when you see it. Going inside is loud, energetic, and indulgent. The atmosphere that matches the surrounding CityWalk vibe. The interior features a bright pink color scheme consistent with the brand's iconic boxes and a prominent smell of fresh donuts wafting from the back kitchen where they are prepared daily. The shop contains cases filled with colorful donut creations to engage customers, but more importantly, it lets you pick your donut while you're waiting your turn. They have some excellent merch and a lot to take in while you're inside the store to help make that waiting experience more pleasant. Hart and Huntington Tattoo at Universal Orlando CityWalk is one of the resort's most distinctive shops. A full service professional tattoo studio operating right in the middle of a theme park. It's both a functioning tattoo parlor and a bit of attraction in its own right, with a reputation for high end artistry, spotless cleanliness, and a unique atmosphere fueled by the energy of CityWalk. It was founded by Corey Hart, who was a freestyle motocross legend. I didn't pick this because I think you need to go there or anything like that. I picked it because it's just so unique. To my knowledge, it's the only operating tattoo shop in a major theme park complex. In the mid 2000s, there was a reality show called Inked, which featured Corey's original shop in Las Vegas and the drama of day to day operations. Even if you aren't interested in getting a tattoo, you might want to browse their merch. If you are wondering, yes, I do actually have a tattoo from there, and it honestly didn't cost any more than any other high end chain tattoo franchise would. The Toothsome Chocolate Emporium and Savory Feast Kitchen. I'm not picking this one because of the food, but rather the entire place is an attraction unto itself. The facade, the queue, the menu pre show, and the entrees, all while being followed up by a meet and greet, and like every other attraction, it ends at the gift shop. The exterior is designed as a Victorian era steampunk factory, blending brickwork, iron girders, oversized smokestacks, brass and copper accents, and industrial gears and pipes. It feels like Willy Wonka meets Jules Verne, but with a more grounded, mechanical realism. It provides a lot of kinetic energy to the CityWalk waterfront with its spinning gears and smoke billowing from the stacks. Upon entry, you'll find a large glass dessert counter filled with milkshakes, sundaes, and pastries, pipes, gauges, pressure dials lining the walls with rotating gears and mechanical elements that look like they're powering the chocolate production. The palette is bronze, copper, and dark wood. The main dining rooms are spread across multiple rooms and levels, each with its own vibe. High ceilings, dark wood, beams, brass chandeliers, exposed pipes, and ducts with large windows letting in warm light. It feels like a grand old world factory repurposed into a restaurant. Upstairs, the theming becomes more whimsical and scientific with large mechanical devices and experiments displayed behind glass. Some of the balcony seating overlooks the main floor, and you'll see metal catwalks and railings. You get the sense you're in a research mezzanine above the factory floor. This level reinforces the story of Penelope Toothsome as an inventor and chocolatier. You will probably happen upon the inventor herself, Penelope Toothsome, as she often welcomes visiting guests to her factory. Penelope is an eccentric Victorian inventor, often accompanied by Jacques, her witty, steam powered robot companion. The menu is huge, but recently kind of cut. It's funny, when I first was putting the thoughts together for this show, I was going to tell you that the menu is as big as the Cheesecake Factory, but it has been actually cut down quite a bit since then. But it's the chocolate twist that makes this place special. Almost everything here has a touch of chocolate to it. The milkshakes are enormous and ridiculous in the best ways, but I'm usually here for the chocolate stout. It is amazing. Definitely suggest making reservations if you want to eat here, as it tends to always be very busy and a long wait. The Universal Studios Globe. The spinning, misting Universal Studios Globe is not just a photo opportunity, it's going to become a core memory. My first glance at the globe on every visit is that same moment where I just know that I'm on vacation and that there's so much fun ahead of me. It's iconic, recognizable, and I never get sick of seeing it. If you don't love the Universal Globe, you hate fun. The Cowfish Sushi Burger Bar. Understanding it is actually a small chain restaurant, I still think it deserves a spot on this list because it has such an unusual menu. Cowfish isn't just offering sushi and burgers, it also offers a fusion of both. This is a superb entry level opportunity for someone who was sushi curious, since you can get sushi like non fish items. Yes, I am struggling to describe the place because that's how different it is. Standouts include burgushi rolls, burger inspired sushi creations, specialty sushi rolls, crab rangoon dip, and tuna nachos. They also feature hand dipped milkshakes, including adult spike versions. And the milkshakes here are also ridiculous. I think most people agree that burgers are exceptional and they have some very wild options here as well. It's worth running down the current lineup just so you can understand how different this place is. The CBCLT is cheddar cheese, applewood, smoked bacon with cheddar cheese, lettuce, tomato, cowfish sauce on a brioche bun for $25. The Texas Longhorn is cheddar cheese, onion strings, jalapeno bacon, tangy barbecue sauce, lettuce, tomato, and a brioche bun for $25. The Rise and Swine, cheddar cheese, grilled black forest ham, sunny side up egg, applewood smoked bacon, grilled onions, cowfish sauce on an onion roll for $26. The Cowfish has officially left the building. This is a half-pound beef burger with creamy peanut butter. Yes, this is the Elvis burger. Fried bananas, applewood smoked bacon on a brioche bun for $25, and you can make it a double hunk of love, full pound burger for $6 additional dollars. That would definitely break me. Tokyo Heatwave, Beyond Burger, vegan pepper jack cheese, jalapeno roasted vegan aioli, arugula, sliced tomatoes, avocado, and sliced red onions for $24. The Fritos Pie Burger, house-made chili, bacon, cheddar cheese, pico de gallo, Fritos, and on a brioche bun for $23. The Jalapeno Popper Showstopper, jalapeno infused cream cheese, jalapeno bacon, fried jalapenos, jalapeno citrus aioli, lettuce, tomato, fresh sliced jalapenos on a brioche bun for $25. And don't worry, you can also get a standard burger as well for those with picky family and friends. It's probably worth going over the Bagushi as well because it's not just something you can get anywhere else. Bagushi is the fusion of the burgers and the sushi. You can get a specialty bento box, which is a combo meal featuring both burger and sushi. It's a mini burger with American cheese, pickles, chopped red onion, sweet potato fries, Thai cucumbers, edamame, and a choice of a 4-piece specialty roll. They have Mark's, Firecracker, or the Boss, or 3 pieces of mixed nigiri, tuna salmon, and shrimp. $26. The All American Bacon Double Cheeseburger Ushi. Seasoned premium black Angus beef, yellow cheddar cheese, white cheddar cheese, applewood smoked bacon wrapped in soy paper, and potato strings. Flash fried, dill pickle, red onion, Roma tomato, house made cowfish sauce, ketchup, and mustard for $26. I've had that, it's very good. Buffalo chicken burgushi, shredded buffalo chicken, jalapeno cream cheese, coated with panko, flash fried, applewood, smoked bacon, and blue cheese for $25. Another really good one. Also, they have one of my favorite cocktails on property, Buffaloes and Bacon, which is Buffalo Trace Bourbon, Herring Cherry Liqueur, Angostura Bitters, Fee Brothers Orange Bitters, honey, and candied bacon for $19. Another bonus to Cowfish, unlike most of the other full-service restaurants in CityWalk, they are open for lunchtime. I find this a particularly great place to eat on arrival day if I came in early because by now I'm probably pretty hungry. The Lone Palm Airport. There is nothing like a laid-back, open-air tiki bar, and that's exactly what the Lone Palm Airport Bar is. It serves as an outdoor extension of Margaritaville, but with its own identity. Breezy, casual, and built around one unforgettable centerpiece, Jimmy Buffett's real-life seaplane, the Hemisphere Dancer. It's parked right outside the bar. It's the actual Grumman Albatross seaplane Buffett flew during his 1990s travels. It gives the bar a sense of lived-in adventure and storytelling. In reality, this is just an outdoor version of Margaritaville. The menu is available here along with the cocktails and specialty beverages. If the weather calls for an outdoor retreat under a thatched roof, this might be more desirable. This bar is pretty popular, so don't assume a group will have an easy time pulling up a chair. While walking by, I have been known to be persuaded to stop when I see an empty chair. Also, it's a great meetup spot if someone is running late. The Legacy Store, which just opened back up coincidentally. What I love about this store is it specializes in the old intellectual properties rather than today's favorite flavors. If you've ever shopped inside the film vault at Universal Studios, you have a pretty good idea of what this is all about, but now just think bigger and better. I always stop in here when it's open because I love to browse all things Jaws, Back to the Future, E.T., and Legacy Monsters. They have a lot here you'll not find anywhere else, or at least they always had. Additionally, they have some great displays and props inside as well. It's not quite at the level of the tribute store, but it's still worth spending some time convincing yourself you don't need that thing that you obviously do need. The NBC Sports Grill and Brew. I remember the days of going to the ESPN zone at the boardwalk on Walt Disney World property. The good old days. Nah, these days are way better actually, because now we have the NBC Sports Grill and Brew. I am a sports fan. I am also a fan of bar food. While the food is just what you expect out of bar food, it's pretty damn good bar food, and I like that. They have so many TVs and also so many taps. I don't exactly know how many taps they have, but it's a lot. And with canned beer, it's definitely over 100 different beers. They have a lot of craft beer offerings, along with your old reliable American staples. And naturally, there's a bit of a focus on the local breweries, which is great for us out of towners who want to try something new. The bartenders are great and attentive and happy to change a TV for your team of choice when they are playing. I don't have to miss my teams when I'm on vacation, and honestly, I have a lot of fun hanging out here as well. Over the years, I've met some great people and even some who were cheering on the opposite team. I typically can get a bar seat, but as long as it's a busy night, they have an upstairs bar as well. Worth mentioning, they have every channel I have ever needed, including our local Nesson station, New England Sports Network, where our Bruins and Sox games primarily live. I bet they have your channels as well. They have some decent entrees and really good appetizers, definitely known for their giant pretzel served with mustard and beer cheese, but honestly, you can't go wrong here in your choices. The nachos are another crowd favorite, and the portion of these nachos is huge, definitely share worthy. Never miss a game on vacation again, my friend. I never do. While the globe is my signal for vacation beginning, the Pharos Lighthouse is my icon to remind me of my favorite ride attractions. The lighthouse serves as the visual welcome beacon for the entire park. I may have to start to rethink the best attractions part with Epic Universe open, but for now, that's what I think when I see her. The structure is a 130-foot tall landlocked lighthouse that marks the entrance to Islands of Adventure. It stands in the port of entry area, the park's themed gateway land, one of the most perfect lands ever built, in my opinion. The design is inspired by the Pharos Lighthouse of Alexandria, one of the seven wonders of the ancient world. The original Pharos was built around 350 BC and it collapsed during an earthquake in the 14th century. Universal is paying homage through its shape, stonework, and towering profile, and it gives the entrance a sense of adventure and exploration. It is a functioning lighthouse in that each night it sends out a bright rotating beam that sweeps across CityWalk, symbolically guiding guests to and from the park. And just like that, that makes 10. I hope you enjoyed hearing my list. I know I had fun putting it together. But before we wrap things up this week, I mentioned at the top I am either on vacation or just getting back as you are listening to this. So let me just give you the brief setup of this brief but incredible itinerary I have going on here. In the last show, I talked about solo traveling and what makes it so great, and here I am now practicing what I preach. My wife wasn't able to get the time off, so I just thought I'd get a refresh, a short trip to get away, clear my head from all of the daily stress of my job and responsibilities. I did this in February as well, and I can't describe it, but it makes such a big difference. It's a 2 night trip, no relaxation involved, definitely a sprint, not a marathon, but it's exactly what I need. Last trip, I stuck only to the legacy parks and stayed at Aventura, which is a really good budget option for that North Campus. This time, I splurged a little and got myself an Epic ticket, and as a result, picked Stella Nova. Figured it was a smart location and a good value choice since my one full day would be in the Southern Campus. Things I am hoping to make a priority. I'm arriving pretty early, so going to check in regardless of if my room is ready or not. Figured I'd just jump a bus over to CityWalk and spend that first day enjoying everything over that side. Figured I'd start out at studios first, maybe an early focus on shows, Born and the horror makeup show. Definitely will need some Blues Brothers for sure. I absolutely have to check out the new Lombard's Wharf Bar that we talked about in the top of the show. As I mentioned, it was a few years back they used to have a sort of hidden bar back there during HHN that nobody but the real diehard fans knew about, and it was just such a nice and easy experience to go get real drinks. Somewhere around 3:30ish, I'll probably start to make my way over to Islands. Take advantage of my Express Pass after 4 p.m. perk with my premium annual pass. And from there, the priorities will be Velocicoaster and Hagrid's, and then pretty much everything else I have up until about 6 o'clock or so. Just because I do want to get back over to studios for Sensational. I know I've mentioned this before, but it's very hard for me to see this show because of the times of the years that I tend to visit, so I definitely don't want to miss it, as long as it's going on. Islands closes at 7, so I don't think I'll try to rush over there for one more thing. I originally wanted to go to Pat O's to visit the Speakeasy, but reality caught up with me, and I remembered it's typically only open Thursday through Saturday. The good news for me is just another case of practice what I preach. Both the Bruins and Celtics should be having playoff games that night, so that means NBC Grill is a must-do. And then back to Stella Nova for a good night's sleep because I want to rope drop Epic and stay there until closing. I just want to do everything I can there, and hopefully that means some repeats as well. Not thinking any big meals, so I can maybe try and snack or have an appetizer or two on my way to do a lot more things. Not much planning on my Epic Day. I just really want to just keep experiencing all of it. We should see how that plays out, especially now that I'm visiting as the rain season begins. I can definitely see myself heading up to Bar Helios at closing, even though that complicates my return to Stella Nova. I definitely see a short Uber drive rather than a bus to CityWalk and switch in my future. I have a late afternoon flight, so I may get to hit up some highlights the next day back at the North Campus, whatever I'm in the mood for. This will be my third visit to the Epic universe, and I have been hesitant to cover much of Epic so far in this podcast because I really want to understand the topic before I start preaching to other people, if you know what I mean. I think the third time here will be the charm, but if I still don't feel competent, no worries. I'm going to go multiple times for HHN this year, and one way or another, we're going to start really being able to dig into Epic as well. That is going to do it for this episode of the UOFanatic Podcast. So let me ask you, what are some of your favorite things of CityWalk? I'd love to know. Please comment on Twitter to UOFanaticPod or leave a comment to UOFanatic on YouTube. And while we're on that topic, please like and subscribe on your podcast platform of choice. I would also really appreciate it if you spread the word about the show or share an episode on social media. I really would appreciate your support. Speaking of support, if you'd like to support the show, please consider allowing me to assist you and book your Universal vacations. I am an authorized Universal Orlando Resort specialist with decades of experience at touring the Universal Orlando Resort. Remember, my services cost nothing to you. I'm absolutely free. I am paid for by Universal Destinations. Find out more at UOFanatic.com, where you can fill out a short form on the right sidebar to let me know how to get in touch with you about your Universal Orlando vacation. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.
Guess that wraps things up. You guys did all right. But don't give up your day job. Say cheese. See you later.
Congratulations, you're heroes. I knew it all the time.